Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and welcome to the Amateur Otaku podcast. I'm your host for tonight, Isaac Wolf, and joining me tonight is Jamie. How's it going, Jamie?
Yeah, I'm doing well. It's a little bit hot in New York for some reason. We're almost in November and it was like 70 degrees today. So I don't
Oh,
know. I put my summer shirt back on because apparently summer's not over.
are you talking Fahrenheit then?
Yes. So I think it's 40 Celsius. I don't know. I think it's like give or take
Did you
30 degrees.
say 70 Fahrenheit?
Yeah, 70 Fahrenheit.
That's like 21 Fahrenheit. That's a Celsius actually.
Is it?
Yep.
No. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't
But
get it.
I'm with you. 21, 21 is pretty warm. In my book,
Yeah.
also, I'm usually t-shirt a t-shirt person when it's like 14 if it's not windy. So, but that's just me. So, but as the title suggests here, we are going to talk about. Oh, fuck me. We are going to talk about Blue Box, the new romance sport anime that comes from the one and only, or should I say, it's on Netflix as of right now. It's as of right now, I do believe 4 or 5 episodes in,
Hmm.
and oh, sorry, 5 episodes in. Maybe the sixth one has arrived. Uh, right now, as of that recording, I can't recall the time and all that jazz, but
Yeah, I think it came out
um,
today.
okay, so 6 episodes then.
Yeah.
But before we are going to go through our thoughts about the first 3 episodes, I figure we could do the usual what have we read watch deal as per usual. And let's start with you, Jamie.
Yeah, so not too much has changed from the last time I was on the channel. Still watching Don Don. I actually haven't watched the new episode that came out today, so I need to do that. Still watching Ranma, actually to catch up on that too. I'm starting to watch anime like on the weekend, so now anything that comes out during the week, I'm a little behind. Daima, I'm gonna watch, which that comes out tomorrow, so I'm not behind technically. And what else? I think those are the main ones. And I've also been reading Don 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 and haven't really been enjoying that. And then, of course, topic of the day. I've been checking that out too.
Speaking of Contender, then I have to ask again. What is it? What was it in the water when he worked with Fujimoto? Considering how everyone that, except for Tatsuya Endo, the mangaka of uh, mangaka of Spy Family, supposedly have done some batshit insane mangas.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting one. And I've seen like some interesting discourse on like the Don 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 Reddit talking about like different scenes and kind of like how they approach like love and everything like that. So it's been an interesting read and watch. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, and for me, it's the usual Spy, the Chainsaw, One Piece. I was about to say JAK and My Hero Academia, but those have ended as we speak, and which feels weird if you ask me. And watch, well, it's like you, Dandana Daima, all those, yes.
Hmm.
And I rewatched One Piece fan letter.
Oh,
With
I saw that was on Netflix actually, so I added it to my list of things to watch.
um, there is some major spoilers during that
Mm.
episode, so
I, you know, that doesn't really bother me that much because I watched like I had to or not I had to review, but I had the chance to review some One Piece movies. So I've seen characters that I have not formally been introduced to yet already. So that, yeah, I don't know.
okay, up for your own accord, but. It's during the it's occurring during the war before the time skip. If for those that haven't seen it, that's the only thing I can say without going into too much spoilers. But like I said in the Discord, if this there is an category for Crunchyroll as a one-shot episode or something like that, this episode should win, honestly, because this is by far the best episode of any anime this year.
Ooh, that's high praise. That's extremely high
And
praise.
I mean it. It's downright. It's as if they have done a solid movie and compressed it for like 20 minutes. Kind of deal. It's that good.
Nice.
Yeah. But
yeah, I heard a lot of people really happy with it, and it's good to have during the break, something really good like that.
And it's also, speaking of the break, it does feel weird that the anime have a massive break, considering it's known for being weekly for Lord knows how long. But then also there is then comment about if they are updating previous arcs with updated animation, all that. Why do the reboot as a remake to begin with? But that's another episode for another day. But let's go to the main topic at hand, I feel. And that is Blue Box. Something I was thinking of, maybe we should have waited for February for obvious reasons, but since there is a lot of talk towards it, I felt that why not do it now, and we can find something suited for February later on.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be something.
And the synopsis goes as this. Taiki Inomata is on the boys' badminton teams at sports powerhouse Amy Junior and Senior High. He's in love with the basketball player Shinatsu Kano, the older girl he trains alongside every morning in the gym. One spring day, their relationship takes a sharp turn. Thus begins the brand new series of love, sports, and youth. And it's written and illustrated by Kouji Miura, I believe is the name. And has, as of right now, 170 chapters and going as this recording. And I have to take you on the spot again, Jamie. What made you want to watch this in the first place? And did the 3 episodes so far live up to the expectations, so to speak?
That's a good question. So, what made me want to watch it in the first place? I think the trailers were like a lot of fun, and I don't particularly remember the contents of it now, but I remember like love being a big theme in it, and like them kind of having this like playful kind of like fun, upbeat kind of vibe for the show, which I wouldn't say is rare for anime, but I feel like a lot of the anime that at least I personally watch, it's always like the world is ending, something bad is happening, we have to fight. So to have like anime that catch my attention, or it's like we're just living our lives and we're having fun, or like a lifestyle anime is always something that I'm willing to give a shot. And then plus, Mike said that he had been enjoying the anime. Like I'm not sure how far in he is, but he
I
said he had
think
been
it's
enjoying it.
I think it's supposedly on I think I don't know. We can ask him later.
Yeah, but yeah. After watching 3 episodes so far, I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. I will say like I don't think it has particularly grabbed me as of yet. And I'm trying to think, because I remember Mike said that there was an anime coming out this season that was going to be like really good. And he said like the same friend that said that Freyren was going to be really good said that I think Blue Box is going to be really good. So now I'm curious, does something like really crazy happen in a few episodes or something, or maybe I'm just missing something. But yeah, I do still stand by my, I guess, original opinions of the trailers with them looking fun and just being kind of like a lighthearted show. But I also feel like, at least for right now, I don't so much feel the romance. Like it feels like a very friendly, not necessarily childish, but I don't know. Like I feel like they're both still trying to figure Inomata and Chinatsu. I think they're both still trying to like figure each other out in a way. So I don't feel like that tension of like, oh, will they, won't they? It's more just like, oh, like I have a crush on her, but she probably won't like me. And I'm pretty sure that she has a crush on him, but she's just like, I'm just gonna do me for a bit. So I don't know. It's interesting dynamic, but yeah, I can't say I'm fully locked in, but I still have enjoyed what I've seen so far.
That I'm kind of with you, although I will admit, I wouldn't want to say speedrun through it, but it did catch my attention enough that I wanted to at least check out the manga. I am going to do it so that every time there's a new episode coming out, I then read the manga to check how it's in comparison to the anime kind of deal, if you catch my drift.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, so good. And I have to say, it has, like I said, it has got my interest. And I know that I mentioned that to you off air, but it's so wonderfully cheesy that I'm just, where is my non-alcoholic wine? I don't drink alcohol. No one in my household drinks alcohol for the reference, but because this is so cheesy that you might as well have it for it. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing, because romance sports anime easily become, there is a hard time not making a show like that be cheesy. If I'm being completely honest,
Yeah.
One of my favorite rom-com shows, Horimiya, I would say call it rom-com. Yes, it's switching things up due to certain aspects with the relationship between the two, but it's still extremely cheesy. I don't know any romance story that isn't cheesy now that I think about it, but oh, I forgot to. There we go. But do you agree with me that it has some cheese in it, so to
speak? Definitely. And I think that might be the part where I don't see where, I guess, how serious the two characters feel about each other. Which, not to say like everything has to be serious all the time, you have to be like madly in love or anything, but I feel like because it's like cheesy and trying to be super playful, it's hard for me to determine like if their relationship is actually going anywhere, or if they're just going to be like hee hee ha ha the whole series and then like nothing happened. Because ultimately for me, whenever I watch like romance anything, I'm like, I want the people to get together at the end, at least like one kiss, you know. I want that moment where like everything comes together, everybody has their like storybook ending.
Check out Remiya then, that's all I'm gonna say.
I watched the first season. I started watching the second season. I actually stopped. I was not feeling it.
I'm surprised.
Maybe I'll try again, but yeah.
I actually found that one out through just saw a random video from the English voice actor for the main lead, and I miss. Oh, this could be interesting.
Oh, Psy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was before he became a VTuber.
Yeah.
But is it just me, or does this have a unique style of 3D slash 2D anime throughout the story? As in, it does feel more CG when they have the sports scenarios, but they are focusing more on 2D when there is those slice of life moments, or whatever you want to call it.
No, yeah, I definitely agree. It's interesting because I think like the first episode when they were using the CG, I'm like, ooh, I don't think this matches very well. But now being up to like the third episode, whenever they like choose to do these more like CG shots where they can do a lot of camera movement, like I feel like it works a lot better. But I feel like the sports part of the show actually is the part that I've enjoyed the most. Because I really like badminton, even though I don't even know if you can watch it on TV or not. But I had like a little like play sports set or whatever when I was a kid or when I was younger, and like badminton was a part of it. So I really like just like playing badminton with my brother, with my friends. So to watch somebody like actually play badminton is really interesting to me. I also really want to watch like Chinatsu. That's like I say it right? Was that the right name? Yeah, Chinatsu. I want to watch her play basketball at some point. I feel like we've seen her like shoot jump shots and stuff, but we haven't actually seen her compete. But it's only episode 3, and we just got to where like Inomata was playing badminton. So I'm sure like next episode, like we might see her play basketball or something. But yeah, I like the sports parts of the show more than the romance part, which I'm surprised about.
I mean, also we have to recognize one thing. These two kids, so these two leads, are kids.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't. We don't see a show with the grown-ups, so to speak. There is sort of like two random individuals is compete, train at the same gym. It's kids trying to figure out the role in life while having a crush. So
yes, continue.
So in some aspect, I would argue that it makes sense that it's a lot Is it melodramatic?
I think
that is the right term here.
I honestly don't know the definition of the word, but contextually, that sounds right.
And the whole thing about them making a big deal out of things, especially the guy that we know has a major crush and is to an extent shows socially awkward, all those kind of
Yeah. So it's interesting watching this show and then also watching Dandadan, because Dandadan, they're the main characters are also, they're kids in I think high school.
Yes.
So they're all relatively around the same age between these two shows. And I feel like I believe like Momo and Okarun's like kind of attraction to each other more than I believe Chinatsu and Inomata's attraction to each other. Granted, I have to repeat this several times just so that way people know I'm not trying to hate on the show or anything, but I've only seen 3 episodes of Blue Box, so maybe things dramatically change from the 3rd episode onward. I have no idea, but maybe that is the case. But with Dandadan, not to compare too much, but with Dandadan, I did feel like you could kind of feel like she's kind of pretty, he's interesting kind of thing happening from the first few episodes, and then from there you see they start to develop some feelings for each other. And maybe it's just that they're much more like, I guess, stating the obvious with like, boy likes girl kind of thing. Whereas this show might be taking maybe a more adult approach where it's, some people, they just don't know that someone likes them until they're like, hey, dummy, I like you. So maybe it's one of those situations. I don't know, but it's
which
definitely an interesting approach.
which happens more often than you think in ERL. Yeah, it's not that uncommon that both kids and grown-ups alike are extremely dense.
Yeah.
And I have to ask you about a very big part about the whole thing, and that is, what was your reaction when you got the knowledge of her staying with the main character and his parents? The whole that revelation. I'm just, as soon as I heard that the dear mothers were former sports members, I knew that they were going to at least started to meet up, as in, oh, I'm going to inviting my friend over again, and there will be more like that. But then they go all out and having her move in with them, which I'm just okay.
I feel like it was a mix of things, because ultimately I wasn't too surprised that they would like stay in the same house, which is funny enough. Similar thing happens in Dandadan. But so I guess my first reaction after processing everything was to be slightly concerned, and I'll tell you why. So Chinatsu, she tells, or I forget, someone tells Inomata that Chinatsu is like moving, or her family is moving. They don't necessarily say that she's moving. So I'm like, oh, okay, like they'll probably, it'll all work out. And then he finds out that she's actually gonna stay. And I could have sworn they said she's gonna stay with some family. So then when she shows up at his house, I was like, oh my God, are they cousins? I'm like, no, I don't want to watch this type of anime. Like, please. And I feel like I must have misheard it, because either that, or I'm just going to stay in denial that they're actually blood relatives. I don't think they are, but yeah, I was concerned at first, because I was like, oh God, what kind of anime is this?
They're just the relatives, as in their mothers know each other.
It was like oh, it's my friend, like you're my godchild kind of thing, I guess. But yeah, that was funny.
So, as in Japan, there is, as far as I'm aware, they call friends relatives type of deal, and I could see that. And through that, I can see that being a thing. I mean, also, the whole talk about action is thicker than DNA. I can speak louder than yes. So
like blood is thicker than water, kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
And it can just be sort of be like that also. So being related doesn't necessarily mean that they are related.
Yeah.
Okay. Luckily.
Yeah. No, that was scary, because I was trying to think. There was something else that I saw somewhat recently that gave me a similar scare. I honestly can't remember what it was now, but I don't know. Sometimes anime be trying to fake you out with these relationships, but that's not what's happening here, so we're fine.
Yeah. And what do you hope that quote unquote the story moves forward for in the upcoming season? What do you wish to see more? Or and another question: do you think they will get together at the end of season 1 or something like that, or do you think it will take a longer time? Because I feel like it's obvious that they will. It's more about when and not if.
Yeah. I do feel like they'll ultimately get together, but I think that they'll get together maybe let's see, is she a senior or is she a junior in high school? I can't remember.
He's a junior, she's a senior.
Is he a junior? I thought okay.
She,
And
she, he's 16, she's 17.
okay. I feel like if that's the case, um yeah, I think they'll get together, but it'll be like after nationals, and they will probably either both win or at the very least, I think Enomata will win nationals or place. Well, actually, he might not even win. He might just like place and get on the podium. But yeah, I feel like they'll probably get together. The real question for me is, does he go to nationals in this season? I think if this is going to be like this anime is going to have longevity and it's going to kind of follow like the Haikyuu path or Haikyuu, I don't think that they go to nationals at the end of the season. I think it's hard to say based off what I know so far because they've really just been in like the practicing phase. I haven't seen anybody do a match for either sport. Um, and we're 3 episodes in. That's probably going to be 12 episodes, maybe 15. So I can't imagine that they're going to, unless they do a time skip, I can't imagine that they're going to go to nationals this season. So I don't think they get together this season. I think like maybe there's a slight chance that Inamata formally confesses his feelings, or maybe even Chinatsu like says, "Oh, I like you," kind of thing. But I don't think they actually become or get into a relationship at the end of this.
You
So
don't, you think it's more season 2 material?
yeah, I can see it for season 2. I depending on how you want to drag it out, it could be a season 2 finale. I hope
Hmm.
they wouldn't do that, but
Maybe
um
it's maybe the last line in season 1 is someone confessing to the other, and
yeah,
that's the end goal, end goal, and the last line of the anime for this
yeah.
season. And if that's the case, I'm going to laugh my fucking ass off. Not gonna lie, because that is just baiting people for the next, hoping for the next season. It's like the ultimate cliffhanger to an extent.
Yeah. And I plus I feel like that's kind of like the perfect ending for kind of like a cheesy like rom com slash like sports kind of show, is to leave off on that cliffhanger where it's finally like, oh my god, he finally said it, and then you don't really get to see the result until season 2. So I could see that.
Also, for the record, Haiku has gone on, had about 450 chapters. I'm checking right now. Blue Box, as of right now, has, like I said, 170, and their next chapter is supposedly coming out on Sunday.
Mhm.
And in today's date of, there are so many stories that ends off more shorter than others. I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen, for example, was 240, I believe. Something along, no, it's 270 ish. Demon Slayer was even shorter than that. It was, it was 205, and you get the idea. So maybe they are taking that shorter approach here as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like for something like this, it's better to tell a like strong story that doesn't, you don't necessarily have to like get to the point and make it like short or anything, but something that's very like intentional rather than trying to drag out a love story, especially if like, they don't get together till the very end, because then people are just going to be like, "Oh my god, like y'all clearly like each other. Why are we playing around? So I think it'd probably be better if they just like went at their own pace and not try to do like 400 chapters.
Yeah, I can agree on that. There is always refreshing when a love story is actually don't end in a will they want to, especially if it's a harem anime. It's a harem manga. That makes even that's an outdated trope in my book, but that's a story for another day.
It is a very used trope. I don't mind it if the execution is good. Cause like that's
Fair enough.
still it builds up tension and you're like, oh man, like I'm wondering like is it actually gonna happen or not? Even though you know it's gonna happen, but I don't know. That feeling of uncertainty I think kind of brings the excitement to the show. So I don't mind it, but it's definitely like get desensitized after a while, basically. Like someone who watches horror
Mhm.
movies all the time, like after a while, like you're just not gonna get jump scared. That's the same thing with like a romance show. Like after a while, it's like, oh man, she touched his hand, cool. Oh man, they hugged, great. Like I've seen it happen 20 times before. So you don't want to get to that point where people are like tired of it and they're like, oh my god, like they're never gonna get together. I'm done.
Yeah. But going back to topic here, I was just gonna ask: are you going to plan on continuing watching it
That's a good
based on
question.
these?
I As of now, I'm like, if you want to do like a season recap or something, then I'm like, okay, like I'll check it out. I'll watch the rest of the season. If we're like, we'll see where things go from here, or it's just like TBD, I probably wouldn't put this at the top of my list of things to watch right now. Um, it's a increasingly more busy time of the year, so
Yeah, I
the things
agree.
that come to my head as far as like, oh, what should I watch? And like, I feel like Blue Box would probably slip off the list after a while. So yeah,
For me, it's gonna be something I'm continuing watching. Maybe it's not the biggest priority, so to speak, but high priority. Well, there's others that I'm looking for. How should I put it?
yeah,
But then again, it's I don't know. It's a really good show, as in a new show, original and that
yeah.
in its genre,
hmm
and I
It's
could
tough.
see, like I wrote on Twitter, it has potential.
hmm
It really has.
Yeah,
So
it's
I'm
tough because like I haven't watched a romance anime in a while. I feel like, and Dandadan dropped, and then Ramna dropped, and both are really good. So it's kind of suddenly become steep competition, even though there was like no competition before.
hmm hmm which is kind of insane. You would think that these kind of shows would come in the winter time next year, if you catch my drift.
I don't know. They say like I guess the end of fall, beginning of yeah, like end of fall, beginning of winter is like cuffing season. So that's when people like get together, start dating, start seeing people, like whatever. So now
Yeah,
is also a good time to kind of like put some of those shows out there because love is in the air in a different kind of way. Need a
fair
body to
enough.
keep you warm, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't think we have anything more to say about this, do we?
No, not really. I mean, I would definitely encourage everybody, regardless of my opinion or the opinion of like the panel, like check it out for yourself, especially if you're looking for a new like rom-com, romance anime, or like sports romance. That is a category I've actually never seen before. So that's been interesting to experience that with Blue Box. And if anybody has seen it, please like in the comments, like tell us what you've been thinking so far. whether you've been like watching the anime on Netflix or you've been reading it. We'd be curious to know.
And I'm saying the same. Well, what Jamie said. And Jamie, where can people find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me at swiper_prime on Twitch and YouTube. We have been playing through Echoes of Wisdom for the stream, and that's been a lot of fun. It is a very hard game for me to put down. And then we'll be checking out the Monster Hunter Wilds, I think it is, the Monster Hunter Wilds beta tomorrow. I thought it was up today, but it is not up today, so we'll be checking it out tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Nice. I have Rise on Switch, and that's pretty good fun. It's a game that you want people to play with. It's a game. It's sort of like it's a game you want to have people playing with you. I don't think I would have liked it as much if I didn't have it. My sisters didn't have it, and I played with them from time to time.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. The good thing about Wilds is it will have crossplay, and actually the beta has crossplay, so that's a really good start in my opinion.
Yeah. But for me, you can find me at Emblem. Sorry, have you finished?
Yeah, go ahead.
Plugin. You can find me over at Emblemaniac on X and Blue Sky. I'm on Threads as well, but I'm not using it as much. It just, how should I put it? It just feels more clunky than, and there is I can't for some every reason find my following list, and maybe it's an update there. And the ones that is for you, it's just but it's not what I'm trying want to follow in a threads. In Blue Sky, it's more. I can find whatever I want to follow, and there is no problem with it so far. So
yeah, I think I have an account on there. I have to double check. I don't know. Twitter is definitely it's a cesspool these days. So
yeah, and it's probably gonna get worse with the election.
Oh yeah. Don't go on Twitter next week. Just don't do it.
Yeah. No matter who wins, it's gonna be a war.
100%. 100%. Yeah, everybody be safe. Definitely, if you're here in America, definitely go vote. Vote early if you can. And also happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. And I'm going to yes, I said that again, but the other episodes are going to be planned for next week. There's that's not certain, and I'm going to stick with that now. But with that said, have it awesome, everyone.
See you guys.
Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell.